Hey guys, it's Faisal with Murphy Real, and this is the first ever Murphy Real podcast. I'm excited to start doing these. I do a lot of research in my free time with Raleigh developments. I'm sure those of you that follow me on Instagram have seen me post, different developments with Kane Realty and other big developers in the area. I also do a lot of research with investments, multifamily, commercial options. So I want to use this series on my channel to kind of push that information out there and maybe help someone make a decision. For the first podcast, I really want to focus on the brokerage side and ask you guys what you're looking for too. I get a lot of DMs on, hey Faisal, I'm thinking about getting into real estate. What should I look for? What are some tips you have? So I figured this would be a good option for the first podcast. I want to tell you guys a little bit about my story and some lessons I learned, unfortunately, the hard way. So I started out in 2019. It was July. I got my license. I was still in undergrad studying accounting at this time, and it was my senior year. And I remember I was shadowing a couple accountants, and I was like, man, I do not see myself doing this in the long term. And I've had sales jobs in the past before where I performed really well. And I was like, I love sales, but I wanted to do high ticket items. I didn't want to do small items that, get you a couple bucks in commission here, there. I was like, I want to do big commission items. And I was like, homes, what bigger asset can you sell, well, you could go into commercial, but that's a completely different world. So once I decided I wanted to go in real estate, I got my real estate license during actually when I was still in school, which was tough to say because I'd be studying for classes and then studying for real estate. So that was a rough 5 weeks. And yeah, the course in NC compiles of 75 course hour class, and then you have to take a class exam and then the state and federal exam. Guys, my tip for that is just study. Appendix A, just study it. Because, the whole exam really focuses on the legality of real estate, what you're allowed to disclose, what you don't have to disclose. And it's not necessarily the stuff that's going to get you to become a top producer. So study hard, pass it the first time. Trust me, you're not going to want to take that exam again. Thank God I passed it the first time. But it was a long exam, and by the end of it, I was basically like, man, I don't care if I pass or fail at this point. I just want to get out of this room. So thank God I passed. And once I got into the real estate world, I joined an independent brokerage in the Village District area. And I joined them because they were a luxury brand, and I thought that would help me get business, and I thought it would help me kind of enter into the luxury market with high-end homes. Little did I know I was not asking the right questions. There's certain questions you should ask when looking at firms. Hey, what type of training do you guys provide? What's the lead generation you guys provide? Do you guys teach me how to build my own business, how to structure a team? Those are all very important questions, but obviously, with being new to real estate, you don't know what you don't know. So I joined this luxury brand in the Village District as an independent agent, which is probably my first mistake. I didn't acknowledge the fact that I didn't know, and I needed to get educated on the real estate market. I needed to get educated on processes, how to pick up business, how to close business, and how to negotiate. But at first, a really ambitious 21-year-old jumped into the business, thought he could sell all of Raleigh. And it's actually funny looking back now. So I was there for about 12 months, finished my accounting degree at NC State, and then I think in that 12 months, man, I sold one or two homes. It wasn't anything crazy, and it seemed impossible how some of the agents there were selling 3, 4 homes, and I was like, man, how are they doing this? So I decided after I graduated, I would join a team to get a little bit more experience and get comfortable with the business. So I did join a team in North Raleigh as a buyer's agent. I stayed there about 8 months, 9 or 8 months, and it was a great decision for me. I was able to learn the buy side very well, learn how to negotiate, how to talk to clients, how to make clients feel comfortable, and how to make sure they're making the right decision. And I'm 10 times the agent because I went through that. And I'm very happy I went through that. But you do reach a certain extent in a team where you want more. Usually, real estate, there's a lot of ambitious people in real estate. They want to have their name on the billboard, they want to have a team of their own. And you only can go so far as a buyer's agent or a listing agent for a bigger brand. So eventually, you want to break off and do your own thing. For me, I was restricted in the fact that I couldn't do listings, and I wanted to learn the listing side as well as the buy side. I was very comfortable with the buy side. That's when I broke off, decided to join Costello Real Estate, and now I've been with Costello for about 8 or 9 months, I believe. It's almost been a year, and that was one of the best decisions I ever made. Costello was able to teach me how to list properties, how to set up marketing material, how to set up systems and processes, which is, you know, arguably the most important thing about running a business. You got to know what to do. There has to be something that goes down the line of like, okay, step one all the way to closing. You got to know. And it's especially important if you eventually plan to bring people on. You need to give them some type of information for them to succeed just like you did. So I joined Costello, and from there, you know, my business took off. I was able to market myself better, and most importantly, I was able to build my brand, Murphy Real, and get a little bit more recognition from the public, which was really exciting. It also gave me the opportunity to sell homes in Charlotte, which, you know, I lived in Charlotte for a year during college, and I absolutely loved Charlotte, and I wanted the opportunity to sell there as well. Honestly, I use it as an excuse just to visit Charlotte, but it's great that I could do business there as well. So Costello has helped me tremendously, and it's honestly one of the best moves I've made so far in my career. Now, for the lessons, if I could go back, I would have joined a team from the get-go. And I say that because I spent a year trying to figure out the business by myself, and I could have saved a lot of time if I went under a top producer in the area or went directly into a team and tried to learn from the people there. It would have saved me a lot of time. I'm not saying that being independent, you're not going to get any help, but it's a little easier when you're in a team atmosphere to get training, to get you know, certain systems already implemented. So you just have to learn how to talk to clients and sell. And that's the difficult thing about real estate is that, yeah, you have to love the product. Yeah, you have to enjoy what you're doing. But you got to understand you're in sales at the end of the day, and you have to be able to convert. You know, you have to track your numbers. How many people do you talk to every day? How many of those people are buying? You know, what's your past client follow-up system? How are you keeping these people connected with you? And when they think real estate, why are they thinking of you, and how do you get them to think of you? And that's basically the goal for my marketing plan, my social media, is I want you guys to, if you guys are thinking of real estate, I want you to think, all right, Faisal's the guy. So I would have joined a team or went under somebody. I think going under somebody would be even better because you get to see exactly what that agent has been doing, and you get to be a sponge and just absorb all that knowledge, which is very important. I mean, that's stuff they're not going to teach you in school. You know, they're not going to teach you how to do, how to talk to clients. They're not going to teach you how to structure showings. They're not going to teach you how to save money for taxes as well. We are all 100% commission. So it's very overwhelming sometimes. You got to make sure that you're saving it for tax season. So that would have been my first thing, is I would have joined the team, learned as much as I could, and then broke off on my own. And even looking into coaching programs. A lot of people like me get into the industry and they're like, oh my God, I'm going to kill it. And they don't realize the struggle. I believe real estate has an 80 to an 85% fail rate within the first year. And a lot of people underestimate how rough it is. I know I did. I stuck it through because I didn't think I would enjoy anything else. And I'm so happy that I did stick it through, because it's nice not having to answer to anybody and working when you want. That's another misconception. You end up working more than you think because, hey, if you don't sell, you're not getting paid. So the stress is there, and it's a motive. But that's a good thing, because over time you get comfortable with it and you learn how to manage it, and you learn how to build systems that allow you to at the very least, accumulate income and be predictable, you know, and having, okay, I'm going to sell these two next months, and the next month I have these clients lined up. And it allows you to prospect today for 6 months later, and that's very important. So that's what I would recommend: joining a team, getting a coaching program, and be with a firm that you're comfortable with, you enjoy going in, and you feel like is going to take you to that next level. Residential sales is awesome. It's amazing. At times, I feel like I'm just talking to a bunch of friends at the end of the day and making money, which is great. So if you guys are looking into getting into the real estate world, please let me know. Costello is one of the best firms in Raleigh, and we are growing at a tremendous rate. I believe we almost have 115 or 120 agents now in the Triangle office, and we just got a new location that looks absolutely beautiful. So guys, if you have any questions about the real estate brokerage world, my experience, please let me know. I want to be a resource to you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this first podcast. It's a little bit of a shorter one. I just wanted to make it to kind of test the waters and talk about how I started in real estate and how I got here, and those lessons I learned. I think the big one is really just getting to learn the business before going on your own, because it is a lot. It's a lot, and there's a lot of responsibility that's on you finding people the right place. So it's important you know what you're doing. Thank you guys so much. And again, this is Faisal with Murphy Real, affiliated with Costello Real Estate.